Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian is in Pakistan on his second day of a two-day visit, his first since taking office. His first stop was Lahore, where he was welcomed by former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. The Iranian president went on to meet Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz in Islamabad. It is expected the meeting will strengthen relations and increase economic ties. The Pakistani Foreign Ministry said on Friday that Islamabad is willing to work on easing tensions between Iran and the US. Well, Tohid Asadi is standing by for us in Tehran. But first, we're going to go to Pakistan, where Kamal Hyder is following the visit from Islamabad. First of all, from Pakistan's point of view, just how significant is all of this?
It is indeed very significant, given the fact that both countries have been supporting each other. Pakistan had condemned the Israeli attack and the US attack on Iran. Both sides, of course, have a free preferential trade agreement that was signed in 2004, but was not taken advantage of given the political tensions in the region and the US sanctions. The Iranian president said that he wanted to enhance that bilateral trade to about $10 billion. At the moment, it stands at about $3 billion in favor of Iran. That exports to Pakistan. Pakistani exports to Iran are about 700 million. Also important to note that both Iran and Pakistan are major trading partners of China. And what Iran also wants to take advantage of is the One Belt, One Road initiative, saying that Iran can provide a great corridor for transport links to Europe. So, as you also mentioned, the important thing that is likely to come up for discussion is Pakistan's role as a back channel, in a back channel diplomacy role, trying to ease tensions. That was something that the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, also touched upon, saying that the US was happy for Pakistan to express its willingness to do that for the United States, as well as to try to ease tensions between Washington and Tehran.
OK, Kamal, can you just talk us through some specifics, though? Obviously, you mentioned trade and wanting to form stronger ties, but specifically, what important issues are under discussion here?
Well, the Iranian delegation is being led by their defense minister, their foreign minister. Iran wants to enhance defense cooperation with Pakistan. It wants to help Pakistan with border management, the Pakistan-Iranian border. It also wants to increase its energy exports to Pakistan, which of course are under sanctions. Pakistan wanted to get the gas pipeline into Pakistani territory. The Iranians have completed their end of the pipeline years ago. But that all will depend on whether the United States will allow Pakistan to buy Iranian energy directly through that pipeline. So significant talks to boost bilateral relationship, improve communications, and more importantly, also to cooperate in the field of defense, because as I mentioned, their defense minister is also here holding talks with his Pakistani counterpart.
OK, thank you so much, Kamal. Kamal Hyder for us there in Islamabad. We're going to go straight now to Tohid Asadi, who is in Tehran, following this for us. From an Iranian perspective, what is Iran hoping to get out of this visit?
Well, actually, this is the second international visit by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian after the Iran-Israel war. And in this particular trip, at least 3 points are considered from the Iranian perspective. First, Iranian side is trying to improve its state-to-state regional relations. Azerbaijan was the first stop, and now Iranian President Pezeshkian is in Islamabad to improve ties with another regional country. Also, Iran is trying to expand its ties, economically speaking, within the region. And on that, Iranian president, ahead of his visit, came out to say that there is an objective of $10 billion for expanding the bilateral ties between Iran and Pakistan. Also, we know that there is this security common interest between the two countries. And on that also, we heard from Iranian officials, both ahead of the visit and within the statements that we have been hearing from Iranian officials, that there is this interest between Tehran and Islamabad to improve their cooperations, their common understanding to deal with the mutual threats, specifically when it comes to the regional terrorist groups. And we know that Iran is facing dangers, facing threats, some of them really tangible, from those terrorist groups who are located in Pakistani soil. And in case this cooperation could be expanded, that gives Iranians a hope that we will see less and less terrorist attacks in the Iranian territories.
And Tohid, we heard that the president is hoping to leverage off the Silk Road between China and Pakistan, saying it could connect to Europe through Iran. How important is all that given the sanctions that Iran is under?
Very important, Tom. Indeed, we know that CPEC, or the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, is part of the Silk Road, or a modern Silk Road, or Belt and Road Initiative by China. And Iran is sort of interested in using its regional and geostrategic leverage on that situation for several reasons. First, it's interested in getting connected and position itself as a bridge between Pakistan and China on one hand and Europe on the other hand. Also, we know that as a country which has been under crippling sanctions, there is also this additional interest to get further connected with Pakistan and China as well. So under this circumstance, connectivity and using the idea of geostrategic objectives for Iran is obviously a key point of concern. And if you look at the statements that we heard from Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian on that, we clearly received the signal from him that he's trying to facilitate Iran's role in order to have a say in this entire Chinese project. And also, we have to keep in mind, as last point, that Iran-China relations is currently speaking highly important, specifically as the country moves towards more and more confrontations with the West. And now, if there is an opportunity, geostrategically speaking, to get further connected not only to Pakistan but also to China, Iran is going to seize that opportunity, and that's something that we can clearly hear from the president's statements.
OK, thank you as always, Tohid Asadi, for us there in Tehran.
Don't miss out, get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.